Hello everyone, this is Dylan Stevens again, Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. Today we will be discussing supplements. So a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on supplements as if they're to blame for the results that people see in the gym. In reality, 95% of the results you're going to see are going to come from good sleep, good diet, and a good exercise plan. There are 5 supplements that I have come up with though that have been proven through research and experimentation to work in certain areas to a certain degree. And let's just get into it. So the first supplement that works is protein powder. So it's hard to even call protein powder a supplement because most protein powders use whey protein, and whey protein is the protein found in milk. And when you think about it, it's just powdered milk. You know, it's more of a powdered food than it is any type of special chemical compound that you can take to make you stronger or bigger. In reality, if you had a chicken breast and a protein shake in front of you, you should take the chicken breast every time. But if you have trouble hitting your protein requirements daily, or maybe you take a mass gainer that has more carbs in it because you can't hit your calories per day, that's when protein powder becomes a little bit more appropriate. So protein powder is really only there to help you when you need it. It's there for convenience. Real food is better most of the time. But you know, to have a shake right when you wake up before you go to the gym, or a shake right before you go to bed, that's not a bad thing. But protein powder is more of a meal replacement than it is a supplement. So next is caffeine. Caffeine is a supplement. A lot of people get caffeine every single day through coffee or tea, energy drinks. Pre-workout supplements are huge with caffeine. Most of the reason why people like pre-workout is because of the caffeine. There's some supplements that'll give you tingles in your veins and crazy stuff like that, but the main component that pre-workout is pretty much based on is caffeine. So you can just drink a cup of coffee and you'll have pretty much the same effects minus some of the other chemicals they put in there. But caffeine is shown to increase strength, performance, endurance, power, mental acuity, alertness. Caffeine obviously works. Everybody knows it works. You just drink a cup of coffee, 5-10 minutes later you're alert and you're energized. So many studies have been done on caffeine. We've been using it for thousands of years. Caffeine is very important. It can be used in a lot of ways, but it's important to not get too dependent on it, as you can experience a lot of negative effects when it comes to digestion, anxiety, stress. Caffeine releases cortisol, which is a catabolic chemical, which means that it's a chemical that supports the breakdown of tissue. So you could lose muscle potentially if you go a little bit too crazy with caffeine. But caffeine is a good supplement when you need it, when you're tired, when you wake up in the morning. If you want a little cup of coffee, it's fine. But it's important to not get too reliant on it. So next is creatine. There's a bunch of different types of creatine, but the main type of creatine that has all the research on it is creatine monohydrate. So creatine monohydrate has been shown for a few decades to improve strength, endurance, power. So what creatine actually does is it gives your body the exact molecule it needs to have energy for lifting weights. So your body has 4 or 5 different energy systems. The longest lasting one is the aerobic system, which is why you breathe heavily when you're doing cardio. And then at the other end of it, there's the stored ATP system, and then there's the ATP CP system. And the ATP CP system, the CP stands for creatine phosphate. So this second system is activated anywhere from 1 to 2 seconds up to about 10 seconds, which is when most strength sets will take place within that range. So creatine will literally give your body the energy for the energy system that you use when you lift weights. So creatine takes about 3 weeks for your muscles to be saturated with creatine. You're gonna have to either do a loading phase, which is 5 or 10 to 20 grams per day for a week, where you purely saturate you saturate your muscles as fast as possible in 1 week. But then you could also just take 5 grams per day for 3 weeks. It'll take about 3 weeks to be saturated, and then you can just take 5 grams per day after that. But creatine is helpful for those that already have a good program and they're seeing a lot of good strength and size results, but they want to see a little bit more results. So creatine will, your muscles will swell up a little bit. They'll be filled up with water. Creatine helps draw water into your muscles, and you will get more of a fuller look, and you will be a little bit stronger, maybe have a little bit more endurance. It's nothing crazy. You will feel a little bit of a difference, but at the end of the day, it comes down to diet, sleep, and exercise. So next is vitamin D. So about 40% of all Americans are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D does a lot of different things in the body. It helps create new hormones, helps reduce inflammation, helps with your immune system. I could go on. There's plenty of things that vitamin D is used for in the body, and most Americans do not get enough of it. So we get most of our vitamin D, historically, in the past, we got most of our vitamin D from the sun. But any type of dietary vitamin D usually only comes from fish and a couple oily plants. So vitamin D is crucial. If you don't get enough vitamin D over the long term, you will see negative side effects. If not, you will not be reaching your full potential in terms of muscle growth. Even seasonal depression has been linked to low vitamin D levels. So supplementing with vitamin D, about 1,000 to 2,000 IUs per day, men and women, is very important if you're not getting outside enough and you're in one of these colder climates. And lastly, we have fish oil. So what fish oil contains is omega-3 fatty acids. So our bodies cannot produce omega-3 fatty acids on its own from, say, animal fat or peanut fat. Omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids are the two types of fats that we cannot produce on our own. There's monounsaturated fat, which is found in peanut butter, which we can produce on our own from saturated fat, which is found in animal products. But if you're not getting enough of your polyunsaturated omega-3s, omega-6s, over the long run, you will experience some negative side effects. So if you don't like fish, you eat a lot of seafood, at least once or twice a week, it might benefit you to consume fish oil just to make sure your body is functioning properly with your cells. Omega-3 fatty acids produce the cell membrane in all of our cells, hair, skin, and nails. So it is very important to get these fats also for hormone production, things like that. So if you're not eating fish or seafood once or twice a week, might be a good idea to do fish oil. So that's about it. These 5 supplements have been proven over time to help you, to benefit you. They're proven to work. So any other supplement that's out there that might have some basic research supporting it, that might be one that works as well. These are kind of just the big 5 supplements that I've chosen that most people who exercise could benefit from if they have their diet, sleep, and exercise dialed in. There are plenty of other supplements that you could do research on and find studies on that have promising results, but these are the big 5. If you want to get bigger, get stronger, get more healthy, look into these, as long as your other diet, sleep, and exercise is covered. But other than that, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.